get on in here. All righty. Okay. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Today we are presenting Getting the Press to Say Yes, how to become seen, become known, and get paid, right? Get the media attention that you need in order to grow your business, your brand, and ultimately your bank account. So welcome. If you guys are not already doing so, I want you to take a second and go to IG. I typically hang out on Instagram. That's my social media platform of choice right now. And follow me. I'm at Monique Jackson, the number one, at Monique Jackson, the number one. While you're here, I want you to definitely put in the chat room your name, where you're from, and what it is that you do, because you never know who you might find in here that might align to what your mission is. Also, put in the chat, how long have you been following me? Are you a newbie, meaning, you've just started following in the last 3 to 6 months? Put in there 3 to 6 months. If you've been rocking with me for 3 to 6 years, put that in there. Listen, some people have been knowing who I am for decades and, just happen to stumble across a video or something to pique their interest in this class. So, if you're going to take me all the way back down memory lane, put that in there. Girl, we've been knowing each other since, or I knew you since. I love to read it. I really do. I can't read it while I'm doing the class because I'm not multifunctional like that, but I do read them. Okay. Also, while we're putting things in the chat, put in here why you're here. Like you're here for a media course, a master class on getting the press to say yes. The title says it all right there, right? So what are you excited about when it comes to press? Why do you want them to say yes to you? Do you want to get featured in your favorite magazine, your favorite TV show? Do you want your business to see its first 6 figures? Like, what are you here for? Let me know, let me know, let me know, because I am here to do what? To serve you all, serve you all, serve you all. So go ahead and put that on in there. While you guys are getting all prepared, I seriously want you to take out a piece of paper and a pen. I want you to grab some water because water is the cycle of life, you all. I want you guys to grab some water, have a seat somewhere comfortable, and we're going to dive in. If you have questions, we will be doing a Q&A at the end. This usually takes about an hour or so. It goes by pretty fast because it's packed with information, and your girl, she loves to talk, she loves to teach, and she loves to love on you. So it's going to take a little while, but it'll go by quickly. It's like one of your favorite episodes of whatever your favorite TV show is. Okay. But at the end of this, we will do a Q&A. I stay on, I answer all questions that I can. So hang out to the end, put in the chat, like your questions, and then just try to remember them or pull them from the chat later on, right? And then toward the end, I am going to do a very special offer. I actually worked on something this morning that, oh Lord, I almost hate that my student that's currently in session with me now is on this class because she gonna see that it's a special offer, you guys. Anyways, like I said, we'll do a Q&A at the end, so just hang on out. Let me tell you what we are going to go over. We're going to talk about in this presentation who needs press, knowing your why, your message matters, the pathway to press, 3 simple ways to get to the yes, right? And you know what? When I do the course, getting the press to say yes, it's about getting to the yes, getting pressed to say yes to you. But really, I enjoy a life of yes. So I show my people how to get to yeses all across the board, right? We are family once you join. We are family. And so yes, so we'll talk about the strategies, and then I'll present you all with an offer that can literally change your life. I'm not being funny. There is no smile on my face. The offer can literally change your life repeatedly over and over and over again. And it is a skill set that any businesswoman, businessman, entrepreneur, expert, creative, this is a skill set that you need. And it's a skill set that you can multiply and make money off of later on in life too, right? So that's why I say it's an offer, because it's an offer to change your life. And then we'll do the Q&A sessions. Well, you know what? I'll just talk about a little bit of who I am. And then Kendra, since you're in here, I do want you to step up to the stage and say why you're here, though, because it's really funny to me. But before I go too far about into anything, let's talk about who I am and why I am qualified to teach you all, to love on you all, to encourage you, and to help you actually elevate. Okay. I take my job very seriously because it's not a job title that someone gave to me. It's a job title that God gifted me with. And I don't play with God and he don't play with me. And you are God's people if you're here on this line. So I'm not playing with y'all either. Okay. Who is Monique Jackson? I am a celebrity publicist, a brand strategist, a TV show creator, a transformational speaker, an art that, like, it's so many things, like you all are, right? I have had the privilege and the opportunity of working in Universal Pictures with everyone from George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Dave Chappelle, Jennifer Lopez, Nia Long, like the list goes on and on and on. I worked at Island Def Jam. You name them, I have worked with them. Everyone on the Def Jam artist roster. I've done radio promotions. I did artist development. I did tour management. I worked at Def Jam for a while. I worked with everyone from Jay-Z, Ja Rule, Ludacris, DMX, God rest his soul, Ashanti when she first came on, Rihanna when she first came on, helped Neo get his manager, Kanye when he first came on. Like, I was there from the beginning, helping craft and create these, I like to say artists, but they were really entrepreneurs in their own right. I started my own company, Monique Dreams Productions, where I've created shows like the TO show. I created a show called Wig Out for BET. I've consulted on so many projects, whether it's WeTV, MTV, BET, TV1, FX. You get the picture. I've done a lot. I have a consulting company where I help 500 Fortune companies. I help high-level celebrities, the Layla Ali's, the Niecy Nashes, the Shirley Ralphs. I've worked with Sherry Shepherd. I've worked with Lisa Leslie, Terrell Owens, Layla Ali. I always tell people, you name your top 5 in any area: athletes, entertainers, actors, even entrepreneurs. And I have either touched them or someone very close to them. That is no brag. That is no tagline. That's just how my life has been set up. I am more than humble, and I am more than grateful to God that he has been able to give me these type of experiences, but ultimately so that I can teach you all, right? I put right in the smack of the middle of this that I am a business builder, because even though I hold a collection of different titles throughout the years, throughout the decades, right, I still take all of that and pour it into the classes, the courses, the mentorships, and everything else that I do. I bring all of my experience. It's not like, oh, I worked at Universal Pictures and I did creative advertising and I worked with, I did international publicity and I didn't like that, so I'm gonna keep that over there. Or when I was at Def Jam, I did radio promotions for a little while and I didn't really like that. Or I did, a smidget of PR and I did artist development, and I'm going to take more of the artist development. No, you get the whole collective, honey. You get I am a gumbo, a very spicy one too at that. So, I love what I do. I've been able to do a lot of great things. I have, I have been able to do things that people dreamt of, people dreamt of, right? But the truth of the matter is that it was yeah, Biggie. It was all a dream. It was all a dream for me at one point too. When I show this board, not because I am bragging. It is not a brag board by far. I'm showing this board because anything and everything, oh Lord, don't let Monique start crying so soon. Don't let Monique start crying so soon. Okay, Jesus. Anything is possible. All things are possible through Christ that strengthens thee. But all things are possible if you believe and just start doing the work and apply yourself. All things are possible. Do you agree? Say agreed, agreed. Just put agreed in the chat. If you agree, put agreed in the chat, right? So here I am, of course, the TO show, and then there's Ludacris. That's my baby boo, you guys. I love, love, love Luda. I have a story about that, but I'm not going to talk about that. When he first came on to Def Jam, I was there, and I'll just say this. I was like, why are we signing him? And then 2 hours later, I was like, oh my God, we got to sign him. He's incredible. Brandy, you know her. Everybody know her, right? There's Niecy Nash. There is Erica Campbell, the great Tashina Arnold. Everybody know Pam. Hey, done some projects with them. Russell is my old boss again. Brandy, there I am speaking with Kenya Moore. Look at Kenya looking at me. She looking at me like she was about to say something. Nah, she was totally in agreement with what I was talking about at the time. There's my girl Layla. I've done tours, I've done speaking things, and so yeah, so there is. And I'm trying to rush through it, but at the same time, I want you all to see that everything is possible if you just apply yourself. I also want you all to see that a lot of people get in your face and play. They lie about what's going on. I have no desire to lie to you. I want to bring you who I am in totality. I want to show you how I've been able to be successful. And I want to show you that I am more than qualified to help you almost in any area of your life. And you're going to learn a little bit more about mine and see what I mean when I get into that. But I have had a wonderful career. I've been able to work with talented people throughout my career. My reasoning for doing a lot of things have changed throughout the years, just like I'm sure yours have, right? But more than anything, I have to understand that I have to know what my objective is. Like in each thing that I decide to do, I have to have an objective. And you need to have an objective too, because that's how you're going to measure how far are you off and how close you are, right? But usually your objective is tied to your why. Right. So the target that you're trying to hit, you're trying to hit it, you're working on hitting it, you're perfecting your aim to get to that target for a reason. And so you have to also know your why, right? So I phrase the question here, do you know your why? Because knowing your why is going to drive you harder, faster, get you there quicker than you ever thought was possible. Knowing your why will become your superpower. Trust and believe. Okay, so here's the part that breaks my heart every time. So I'm going to try to get on through this, right? But I have to be transparent with you, right? This was my why. I was living my dream. I was married to my sweetheart, someone I had known since I barely had gotten out of high school, right? Married him, had 3 healthy, lovely sons. I have 2 bonus children too, so I am the mother of 5 boys. But I was really living my dream. I would say have, but I still have, right? So I can't say had if I still have a girl clique that when we get together, it's on, right? It's on. We work together, we play together, we pray together, we celebrate each other, we support each other. We are tapped in. So there's Sherry Shepherd. These I'm not gonna brush over everybody, but I don't have time to, but this is a collection of different actresses and TV producers and stuff. And we got together for Niecy's birthday at the Four Seasons, and she wanted us to dress in the theme. And so this is what we did, right? So Aisha Huns, there's Kamorley Simmons, because I told you I worked at Def Jam at one point. Tracy is an excellent producer who works with Niecy on a lot of projects. There's Niecy. There I am. Kim Whitley. Wendy Raquel Robinson, that's my girl. When I was going through my stuff, her sister, her mother, her father. Oh, I got stories. They helped me down with my kids. But I'll tell you this. Before I got on here, I heard the phrase, right when I was walking to my computer, to whom much is given, much is required. And I recognize that in full, right? And so even though on the outside, it looked to a lot of people that I was winning. I'm on the TO show. I'm, on red carpets. I'm hanging out with my actor friends. My kids could go to, like real places. Like when I say real places, I'm talking about like Michael Jackson's estate. And we would spend, days there in the summer while I'm working. They're in the backyard playing, just crazy things were happening right on the outside that looked wonderful, but I was working really hard. And then in the background, there were things that were happening that were falling apart. So right before the pandemic, I had my own personal pandemic. my son got really sick all of a sudden. Like I literally was on my way to New York for 10 days to work, and he got sick. And in less than 12 hours, he was in a coma. He had infection in his brain was swollen, infection in his lung, his kidney, his liver, pancreas, all the organs were shutting down. He went into a coma. So if I pulled this up, you would see his eyes are open. He's in a diaper. He's hooked up to like 5 different machines. His hands are restrained. There's a port here. That's what that blood is for. The port here. They were getting ready to do an emergency surgery. Okay. So this happens. My husband ghosts the family, not because it's a long story, but this is it. The order happens. This happens. And 6 weeks later, my husband ghosts the family. A few months later, my second son starts going through the same thing. So everything was crazy in my life when I tell you, okay? But God, but God, but God, but God, but God. Woo! Jesus, I thank you. So after my husband left, and my kids were needing medical attention around the clock. I couldn't work anymore. I couldn't do anything. My kids were literally hooked up to machines. If I'm being 100% honest with you, the reason why this class started 5 minutes late was because I was upstairs checking my kids. My kids' life were changed. Let me scratch that. Our whole family's life was entirely changed after this diagnosis. Our family has not been the same. My children need medical attention still around the clock, and I am now a single mom. But one night after my husband had left, very long story short, I went in midnight to go get my son some medical supplies and got to Target and could not afford the bill. Okay. Who on here, just put mom in the chat if you're a mom. Put mom in the chat if you're a mom, because you're going to understand why. So my son needed supplies. And so at the end of everything, what ended up happening was that I had to pull some change out of my pocket and get what I can get that night. And the reason why I asked who was a mom was because my 6-year-old, if you saw in the photo prior to, he had, they put him on diapers in the hospital because his body wasn't functioning properly, right? And so he had went back onto diapers. And the reason why I asked who was a mom is because pull-ups are really expensive, especially the big boy pull-ups. So here I am trying to buy like 4 and 5 tees, and my card got declined, right? And I don't know about you, but have you ever been in a situation, Jesus, help me get through this. Have you ever been in a situation where you knew what it is that you wanted to do, but you couldn't quite get there? It's like if you could imagine looking at yourself in that period of your life where there's a maze and you can look down and see like, okay, the exit is just right there to the left corner. And if you just kind of go to the left, make a quick right, make another left, you can get out of it. You're that close from getting out of it. But while you're actually in it, please mute your phone. Please mute your line. You all, we are like Beyonce here. Everybody on mute, please. But as I was saying was, and I guess I needed that interruption because I probably would have started crying. But because you're this close from making it out, but just things just keep, everything you hold on to seems to fall off and into your hand. And you like, yo, I was using that to grip. I was using that to climb. I need to get out of this situation. And that was me. That was me. I literally had $7. I have a story that I don't talk about often, but I literally had $7 to my name. And I beat myself up a lot behind it. I was like, how can you have these kids, you have these beautiful children that you have to provide for. How could you let this happen? How could you go from working with all these major companies and all of these high level celebrities, and you were making multi 6 figures a year after year after year, your husband doing well, you doing well, to like having less than $10 to your name? How can you let this happen? And so I'm just going to say this to you all because someone said it to me. And if I'm being honest, it was Niecy Nash Betts now is her name. She was on my line. She wouldn't get off my line, honey, when this happened. She was the only one in our friend girl group who had been married to someone for 17, 16 years, right? She was the only one in our friend group who had married someone, had 3 kids with them, got divorced, and then she doubled back and remarried her same husband, right? Her children's father. So she was the only one who really understood. And I didn't ask her to show up the way she did, but she did. She was on my line every day, sometimes multiple times a day. Okay. Kid in the hospital, yo, you need me to come, da da da, because that's the type of girlfriend she is. But I'll say this. She said, you have the right to fall. You have the right to feel everything that you feel, and you have the right to be hurt. You have the right to be disappointed. You have the right to be frustrated. You have the right to feel all of this. But what you don't have the right to do is stay down. You don't have the right to stay stuck. You don't have the right to give up. You don't have that right because you have children relying on you, and they didn't ask for this no more than what you did. So you're going to have to get up, right? And so I just want to encourage whoever it is out there that's feeling stuck, that's feeling like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing, whether it's a business, whether it's something personal, whether it's something that you battling with, with whatever it is. It's only business or personal. It might be spiritually. I don't know. But there is a voice inside of you that's telling you that you really do know what to do if you just sit still and listen. And I'm just going to ask you all to just take a chance, believe in yourself, start applying yourself. Don't focus on the problem so much, focus on the solution, and trust God. Trust God that he will send the right people to you each and every time. As you make a step, he'll send the next person. As you do the next thing, your next steps will be ordered. Amen. Your next steps will be ordered. And so what I had to realize was that it was time for me to start bouncing back. And I realized that in all of everything that happened with me, with my marriage, with my kids, with my finances, that did not take away my knowledge. That's why it's key to learn. That's why I want to offer this class, honestly, is because your knowledge will never leave you, right? The resources, the connections that I had, they were not gone. He might have been gone. My money might have been gone, but I knew the way to rebuild. So that's exactly what I did. I got busy, y'all. Seriously. I love coaching. I love helping. And so what I did for free, my grandmother always told me that, you look at your situation, somebody's always doing worse, right? If you feel bad about something, if you can't get yourself out of the rut, call somebody and ask them, what can I do for you today? The best way to get over you feeling like woe was me is to go out and deposit and bless somebody else. It will instantly change your mood. It will instantly change your mind frame. It will instantly give you a spiritual uplift, right? And so that's what I got doing. I got busy serving. I didn't have the money to do it, but I would figure it out. I would go rent out conference rooms and like spaces on Peerspace. I would go to Kinko's and print out a little packages like the classes that I was teaching. I had pamphlets together, honey. I would go to Costco's and get water because I'm a wateraholic. It's the same brand. I ain't gonna lose, right? Snacks and stuff and pass them out. And I would just teach. If you guys go down my Instagram line, no lie, 2018, 2019, when all of this stuff was happening, you'll see me saying something about 100 women. That's what the thing was. And I was determined to teach 100 women that look like me how to level up in their career by learning skill sets in marketing and in PR, how to structure their business in a way where it's set up to win. There are people that are sitting around this table, I kid you not, to God be the glory. You guys, there are people that sitting around this table right now that I barely even knew their names, that I am still in contact with, and they are winning. They are winning. They are winning. And I didn't charge them a dollar or a dime because I was in a place where I needed to pour into other people. Do you understand? I needed that. And so I did that. But after a while, people started asking, oh, can you come to, next thing I knew, I was in Florida, and then I was in Arizona, and then I was in Texas. And I was like, yo, hold up, this is getting expensive. And it's taking a lot of time away from my kids. And I was a single mom, right? Still am a single mom, but I was a single mom. So I was just like, okay, let me try to figure out how else I can do this. And so I started doing talk shows and podcasts and things like that, still dropping the gems, but also telling some of my personal story to be a light, to be of encouragement to people. So there I am on the Steve Harvey show. I had a client who wanted who knew I produced and knew I created shows, and they came to me and he was like, yo, I want a show. And I was like, okay, let's try to figure this out. And so I got busy with that creatively, pitching the show. There I am on BET. Of course, I'm talking and I'm yapping and I'm giving advice and stuff like that. Sammy was the project that delighted my heart at the time. We were on the road, we were doing stuff or whatever, and he goes, this is from Sammy's posting. He goes, she's the reason why I'm everywhere. At Monique Jackson, thank you for going hard for me. Literally put him in places that in almost a 20-year career that he had not gone to before. And to this day, Sammy is still one of my clients, right? Because of the way you pour. You have to pour into people. You have to understand that you have to super serve. Somebody put in the chat, super serve. Okay. But what ended up happening was that even though I started moving around and I started making money and I started feeling good about myself or what have you, there was still something haunting me. And I'm not going to tell you the whole long story, but short version of the story is that I had a premonition about some things, and I was praying and I saw things just as clear as day. And God was like, no, you need to still help. You still need to help. And so for a while, it was just bothering me. Like, how can I help? How can I help? Because now I'm on the road and now I'm selling shows and now like I'm getting back to the mo, like the mo and the mojo and the mo came back, right? So how can I still help? And so I wanted to be able to give like everyday entrepreneurs, not just like my celebrity clients, not my network clients, not the big paying people, right? I wanted to show everyday entrepreneurs like me, right? How to get celebrity like press, how to position themselves to grow. When they hit a bump in the road, give them some skill sets that they can take and literally take this skill set and go package it and do something else with it if need be. Start a new company, get a new job, get a promotion because they have a new skill set. Because you will hit a bump in the road. You know what I mean? My grandmother used to always say, just keep on living. Just keep on living, right? And so I wanted to show people that their businesses could do more than survive, that they could thrive, honestly, if they have the support, because there will be people that are going to be counting on you and you're going to have to show up properly, right? Meaning you're going to have to figure out how to make that moolah, right? So I wanted to be the answer for parents, moms in particular, but parents in general that needed to take care of their kids, because I understand the cost of living is constantly going up. I wanted to help women get into their first homes. I wanted to show small business owners that there's an opportunity for us to thrive. Like we literally, legitimately can be out here winning. The average entrepreneur is lucky to make $25,000 annually. I'm like, the average minority entrepreneur is what? I don't know who's been opening up my emails or who's seen the post that I put on Instagram just a couple of days where it's saying, look at this interview and this interview and this interview. It all got me, this money and this money and this money and this money. Somebody put I saw it. Put I saw it in the chat if you saw it, right? Because this format actually works. And that's the reason why I did that, right? But I want to show people in their business that you don't have to get stuck at $25,000 and think you're doing something, right? That is something, but it's all in perspective. You can actually be an entrepreneur and turn your side hustle into what supports you and your family and your dreams, okay? But I created Getting the Press to Say Yes because it's affordable. And it will give you celebrity-like press advantages. You will learn real marketing and corporate strategies because your girl, is your mentee, right? So I really wanted to create something where I could dive in with people. Before we go off into what we're going to be covering, I'm going to see if Kendra, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so this was not planned, but I'm going to share the screen with Kendra right quick, just really quickly. I'm trying to find you, Kendra, now. There you go. There you go. There you go. I'm going to add a pin right there for you right quick. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to add Kendra right quick for a second. Kendra. Now, Kendra
Mhm.
Kendra is the student that is currently in the class. We've been together for what, about 7 or 8 weeks now?
Mhm.
We've had probably she went VIP, y'all, so I'm not going to even front on her. We've had, I don't know, I want to say countless just because it's happened that way. We've had at least 3 or 4 one-on-ones. But I wanted to know, like, seriously, and this is like this may seem so staged. That's why it's so funny to me. That's why I'm laughing. But why are you here? I like honestly want to know.
I'm coming to everything that you do. So that's just it. First, first and foremost. I got the text message. I mean, there's something I learn every time I'm in your presence, right? So every time I'm around you, I learn something. I told you I think of you as a big sister. You're definitely my mentor. So I want to be able to support you. You have poured so much into me personally. You've poured so much into our cohort, right? That I feel like, I mean, it's just a kind of it's like, I'm like, why is this even a question? Like, of course I'm here. So I got the text message. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me get dressed real quick and show up. I mean, if you, and I'm sorry, this is not planned at all, but I am gonna say, if you are thinking about it, like definitely sign up with Monique. I don't know what she's gonna offer at the end of the class, but definitely sign up with Monique. It is not just PR. So she's advertising PR, she's teaching PR. PR has been something that I've been thinking about, for a while. I'm a little scared of media, a little scared of being recorded. I mean, Monique is helping with the mindset around that. She's helping like prepare us, she's helping with the business. I mean, she's helping with so many aspects. Like she is saying PR, public relations, but it's so much more that she's offering and so much more that you get out of the class. And also you get a community, which most of us, right? Like entrepreneurship can be a very lonely journey. Entrepreneurship can be a journey where we're trying to figure things out constantly. So it's, you get Monique, you get Denise, you get all the other women that have decided to take this next step on their journey, and all the women are committed to a bigger vision, a bigger purpose. And it's just been completely invaluable. So it's I hope that answers your question, but to me it's like, it's not even a question, right? Like, it's okay, I'm here.
Well, no, well, I thank you for that. Honestly, I'm like fighting back like tears. People will know, anybody that know me knows that I am not a crybaby. However, I am very emotional. And so here's where I will say, which is super funny. So I on purpose, when I was sending out emails, I pulled people that were not on, that had already taken the course with me, because this is my Kendra's part of the cohort that I offered that I had not offered in a very long time, like in 3 years. Okay. But I purposely took them out of the stat. It's like 11 of them in the cohort. I took them out of the emails on purpose because I did not want them to get the emails. This morning, I sent out a mass text and see, here's why you have to be prepared. Because I was running late this morning. I sent out a mass text saying, hey, join us on Zoom. And I sent it out. And when I shot it out, I did not exclude the
That's
11
right.
people that I needed to exclude. So like I see you on here. I see Karen on here too. And I'm like, wait, huh? What happened? And yeah, so that's why I was like, why are you on here? So when you were like, I got the text, I'm like, what text? I'm like, oh, shoot. Denise will tell you, like, I literally pulled that email like 15 minutes before I was getting ready to start. I was like, shoot, let me send out another text. Should I send out an email or a text right quick? So that just goes to show you all, honestly, when I'm not even talking about what Kendra said. First of all, thank you, Kendra, for all of your kind words. You know, I love you to pieces. I love all of my students and all of my mentees, but Kendra is somebody special. So I appreciate you, Kendra, for coming on and being on the spot like that. However, what I am going to say is that I am showing you like in real time because it was not my intention to have Kendra on here. And now that I see it's like 2 other people that then took the class that's on here, but I'm not gonna call everybody up because that's gonna take up too much time. It was not my intention. However, I am still growing in this business. I'm growing in this business because it's not my full time. My full time is doing like PR and working with higher level celebrities. I do this because this is a passion project. And because of that, I literally touch every piece. I put this presentation together. It's not going to be perfect because I changed some stuff up this morning because Spirit told me to change some stuff up. If Kendra stays to the end, which I'm hoping she's going to get off at some point, but knowing her, she probably going to stay to the end because she nosy, but that's a good thing when you're an entrepreneur. She probably going to stay to the end and be supportive. And then she going to see that I'm offering something for a crazy number because Spirit told me to. Janice is going to be mad at me when she sees it, but I'm just going to go with it because you guys better take it.
I'm mad already.
Yeah. Yeah. Shh. Be on mute. Be on mute, Beyonce. Everybody on mute. So look, she is gonna be mad, but it is what it is because I have to follow. When I hear the voice of God speak to me, I have to follow that. And I'm only doing it anyways for a flash sale. So just be quiet. So, anyways, so just be quiet. So, all right, getting back to what it is, you all. Y'all still with me? Say with me. Put with me if y'all still with me. Thank you, Kendra. Honestly, thank you. There's like 2 other people that I want to acknowledge, but I'm not going to because they're here and they're listening in. And so to God be the glory, to God be the glory, to God be the glory. You guys, I don't want y'all to think that I am some Bible toting, verse quoting type of chick, but I believe in Jesus, you all, and I can't hide that. Everything that I say, if y'all talk to me longer than 10 minutes on any given day, I might curse, but I'm gonna still put God at the end of the sentence. So just be with me. My girlfriend Sherry Shepherd said it the best the other day. She was talking on an interview and she said, people say, well, you're Christian, how come you curse? She said, because my heart is with God, but my mouth is with the streets. Okay. So just understand that you're gonna get both of them. That holy but hood thing that goes on the platforms. I see that every now and again. That's kind of what you get with your girls sometimes. But anyways, back to the scheduled program. We are going to be covering who needs press, knowing your why, understanding that your message matters, the pathway to press, and 3 simple ways to get to the yes. So we're going to go over this really quickly, but first we're going to talk about what is publicity. It is the attention or the notice that's given to someone or something by the media. It's the giving out of information of a product, a person, a company for advertising and promotional purposes, okay? Why is publicity so important? People should understand that publicity is one of the biggest ways that you can grow your business. You use that as a tool, your message is going to get out there loud, proud, and stand out in front of the crowd. I did not mean to rhyme. Okay, here we go. That's my Def Jam days coming back. All right, everyone needs press. So it doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, an expert, an executive, a coach, a consultant, an author, an actress, an athlete, a business owner, a lifestyle brand influencer. Everybody, if you think of any business on this planet that is successful, they have tied in a media and marketing campaign. Okay. So when you think about all of the commercials you see, when you think about all of the branded, check this out. I'm gonna play this game with y'all right quick. Think about tennis shoes. Think about athletic wear. Put in the chat really quickly. What are you thinking about? What brand are you thinking about? Put in the chat really quickly. What brand are you thinking about? Athletic wear. Tennis shoes. So I'm not going to look at the chat because I know that out of everybody that put anything in there, 90% of y'all them put in Nike, right? Oh, why do I know that? Because Nike has done an excellent job with not selling shoes. You have to understand this. They sell a vibe. They sell confidence. What is their slogan? Just do it. Right? But we're not gonna get all off into that. We're not gonna get all off into that. I'm just gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that I can play this game with y'all over and over and over again and ask you about certain things and just name, like I might say a fast food chain. Automatically, if it's 10 of y'all in the room, 7 of y'all first gonna think of McDonald's because it's what it is. The colors are right. The messaging is right. They're selling happiness. It's an automatic go-to. Like it's a whole thing in there, right? It's a whole psychology thing. But what I'm going to say to you is that if you are a business, if you are a creative, if you are whoever you are, if you are selling up a product or a service, if you're selling up your art, which is a service, you need to have a media and a marketing plan. That's just it in order to win. So you need to be on here, right? Listen, I've already said this part, but I'm going to say it again because it's right here. Entrepreneurs, experts, everyone who needs a solid strategy to get in front of their audience and convert that community into an opportunity to sell, you need to understand marketing and media. That's just all it is to it. You need to understand how to get the press to say yes. All right. So I created something really, if you created something really special, if you have a unique idea or a book or a product, the bottom line is this. You want publicity when you have something that you want to present to the world and let people know that you are open for business, that you have this going on, you have that going on. That's when press works, right? How can getting the press to say yes, how can it help you in your business? Well, people have to understand that on all of these platforms, we have followers. Some people are popular enough and have influence enough to have what they call fans or family or whatever you want to call it. But being popular does not always translate into being paid. Somebody put paid or profitable, put that in the chat because that's what we're here for. In all honesty, who wants to run a business year after year and not make money? Who wants to run a business for a couple of months and not make money? That don't even feel good. Like, hello, I want to make money first day. Uh, so listen, what does getting pressed, what does it do for you, right? So what it does is it makes you be looked at or become the go-to expert. People will think about you. If I think about cleaning supplies, I can play this game all the time, right? With you all, right? The reason why you think about Lysol or Pine Sol or the Sols, right, is because they've done a great advertising. If I tell you about toothpaste, right? You're going to say Crest, Colgate. No, those are all Procter & Gamble products, dog. Did I say dog? Yeah, I meant that because I was really about to get into teaching y'all. That's why I was like, those are all. So listen, companies that really want to do well, I consulted for Procter & Gamble for a while, but companies that really want to do well have a strong media and marketing campaign because you think about them automatically when people say something. Or when you think that you want to go do something, you think, "Oh yeah, let me go do that. Let me go do that," because they've used the psyche to work with you to get your dollars, right? Because you know what the experience is that you're expecting a certain experience, right? If I say the Ritz-Carlton and the La Quinta Courtyard, or let me see something else that's more popular, the Travelodge and the Ritz-Carlton. You already know what to expect based off of their branding, their marketing, the media. You already know what to expect. So again, I'm gonna stop talking, stick to the slides, you guys, because I love to teach and I will start. Y'all will be here all day with me. But getting press will make you be looked at as the go-to expert. People will think about you when they're looking for stuff in that industry, right? You'll get in front of potential customers and clients, and it will ultimately increase your sales for business because it's a domino effect, you all. I teach it in the course, but we ain't gonna get off into that. I want to go back to it for a second about knowing your why, because it's super important as a business person, as a creative, as anyone who wants to present something. It's not just about making money. You want to understand the why within you and the why that's going to push you to serve the people, right? And so I shared what my why was when I was broke, flat ass, out, down, depressed, and couldn't get up to go to work. I still had to creatively think of ways to make money and bounce back, right? And so because of the skill set that I have and the opportunities that life has presented, I knew what I could do. And so this is the reason why I created Getting the Press to Say Yes, is because I want people who don't have the skill sets that I have, who haven't had the opportunity, I want them to be able to craft their path too, right? So understand what your why is, because that's going to be your grounding. That's going to be what keeps you understanding if you're moving in the right direction. From your why, you'll create an objective, but understanding your why. Well, Monique, I don't know what my why is. I mean, I know I want to make money, but I don't understand what my why is. Think about what keeps you up at night. Think about what makes you afraid. But on some days, it gets you super excited. Like, if I can do it, oh man, I'd be da 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 da. Ooh, but I'm scared. You know what I mean? Because your why eventually will get you to jump in. Your why will keep you going once you jump in and make you want to get to that finish line. Knowing your why will help you recognize your tribe, You understand what I'm saying? It will bring the people in. You'll start attracting people that are on the same mission that you're on. Knowing your why will help create certain job opportunities for you. And when I say job, I don't mean because you clocking in. I'm talking about offers and opportunities, business deals, right? So, have you ever dreamed of being on a media platform because you know it's going to grow your business, your brand, and ultimately your bank account? Somebody give me a yes if that's you. Have you ever dreamt of doing that? Right? So I want you to think about your why. And then I want you to think about what the medium is. What's the press platform that will get you in front of that audience? And that's going to propel your business to the next level, right? I want you to put that in the chat. Think about what your why is. Think about the media that will get you in front of that audience, right? So I don't know if you want to, get more sales, if you want to book yourself to be to speak on certain stages. I don't know if you're launching a new business, if you want to buy a new home, if you're planning to retire your family, if you just want to get secure, financially secure. I use the one my mom always gives me, which is she always says, Mo, I want to be on Oprah. Well, you didn't wait until the Oprah show went off. And Oprah is barely doing her old magazine. She does that seasonal now. And what else does she do? She does Oprah Daily every now and again. But I'm like, girl, you didn't wait until she didn't. I've been in this business for 20 years. You still ain't wrote your book. Write your book first, and then we'll figure out Oprah. But she always says, well, if I get on Oprah, if I get on her book club or Super Sunday, then I know my book will sell out. Well, write your book first, Mom. Write your book. Okay. So I'm telling y'all, what is the book? What is the opportunity? And what is the platform that you feel like it's going to get? Put it in the chat because I want to go back and read it. Right. So what if I could show you though, if how to create a PR marketing plan that's really going to generate free advertising for you. You need the advertising in order to get in front of people, in order to grow your business quickly, right? Some people are ready for that, but then other people in the past have asked me, well, am I interesting enough for press? Is press going to really want to book me? What do I need to do to start? How much time is it going to take? And I tell them I have all of those answers. Meet Mackenzie. Mackenzie is my baby doll, you guys. Mackenzie, I love. You guys will hear me constantly smile when I show clients that I'm working with currently, clients that I used to work with, students and stuff like that, because my prayer is always that God send me people that I can actually impact, and that I can deposit something that they will see the worth and they will see the glory in God showing up. I'm only serving people the way I expect God to serve me. I'm only serving people the way that God has already served me, right? So I want to serve people in a way that people on the outside can look around and say, you know what? That person, that student, that client, they're one of God's favorites because look at the way she served them. They have to be important. They have to be special. They have to be, right? And so in return, it deposited something for me. And so what ends up happening is that I get the pleasure of working with people that honestly put smiles on my face. And Mackenzie is one. Mackenzie is an Olympic athlete. She's a retired Olympic athlete. Now she is a mommy. She's a businesswoman. She has multiple businesses that have been super successful. She is a lifestyle influencer. Look at that color on her hair, right? But anyways, Mackenzie, she said, after working with Monique Jackson, I learned how to position myself to the press as an Olympic athlete, a lifestyle influencer, and a business owner. Learning how to pitch all three angles gave me an advantage when reaching out to the media because I knew that understanding this strategy would give me 3 times more potential media exposure. Now I can say that I've had write-ups from national magazines, speak at conferences, including one that the former FLOTUS, Michelle Obama, was, she shared the same stage with FLOTUS, okay? And she's been interviewed by reputable talk shows, right? That is a Mackenzie. So a lot of people think too, she was one of them. In the beginning, she was like, I don't have a large following and I've never done press before. And I don't have those type of accolades that people have that you usually work with and all of that. And I'm like, girl, so I'm gonna tell you, girl, stop tripping. Okay. Stop tripping. This is what it is. Let's go. Lydia is another one. Lydia is someone who is super, super, super smart. I have put emphasis on that. She's so smart that I call her daughter hidden. AKA Hidden Figures. Like this little girl is so genius, like when it comes to learning and math, she just soaks up stuff. I love, love, love her. Now you might say, well, if she's one of your students, why are you talking about her daughter? Because there has been times where I've had to do one-on-ones and I'm like, she's like, oh, I have a babysitter, bring your daughter. There's been times where the very first conference she came to, if you go back down that chart where the women, 100 women, there was one time I got on live and I was like, come meet me here at this hotel. It was like the W in Hollywood or whatever. And she DM'd me and she was like, I so want to come. I was giving like a free lecture. I so want to come, but I can't because of my daughter. My very first meeting with her daughter was there. Her daughter is super, super smart. So I just love my people. What can I say? Anyways, Lydia is an author. She is a singer. She's an entrepreneur. She is a genius up here. And she's also gotten articles written about her. Why? Because she knew how to pitch herself accordingly. So there is something that I teach in the actual course that is all about angles and understanding your audience and being able to pitch. Jonte, again, she's one of my students that I absolutely love. I could literally pick up, I'm gonna do it just now, just because I want to show you guys in real time. Because y'all might think I play with y'all and I don't play with nobody, but I'm gonna show y'all in real time what happens here. I wish I can pick it up, pull it up. Let's see. Jonte. Jonte is a student that I taught during the pandemic. And she is an author. She is a relationship coach. She's a married woman with a couple of kids, and she was an excellent student, She did exactly what I said. And guess what she was able to do? She was able to show up in articles. She was able to write articles. She was able to do a lot of great things. I'm going to show you guys this. This was from 18 hours ago. You guys can see that right there, right? Jonte, right? What is she saying? She is saying, right? She is saying, let me read it. I can't read it backwards. She said, you are the best mentor. I don't know if you guys can see that. That was 18 hours ago from 4 years ago. You guys, I stay in contact with my students. I stay in contact with I do it because I want to help people. I want to help people. And so I'm showing you guys this. This isn't even part of the presentation. I'm showing you guys this because it's a trip how this morning I come on here, and because I made the error and not extracted certain people from the text message that we're about to go live, that people who already are attached to me, who already have access to me, is still giving up their Saturday morning to sit in for what? You already got me. Like I just got off the phone with you just a couple of days, Kendra. Not even a couple of days, maybe the day before yesterday, maybe yesterday. I don't even know. But what I'm saying to you is that I stay in contact with my people, because if you give your all, I'm gonna rock with you. This lady right here, I'm just gonna show you this. I don't know why I'm doing this, you guys. Malaysia, this lady right here came to a class, saw herself a couple of months ago in the presentation for Jonte, called Jonte and was like, what do you think? And Jonte was like, you need to do it. She's currently one of my students. Anyways, life is just a trip, but you get out what you put out. Put that in the chat sometime, somebody. You get out what you put out. You get out what you put out in life. So you got to be good to people. Our Nicole, what can I say? She's one of my girls. She is one of my girls. You know, these are my students that are actually hitting goals, who are getting write-ups in magazines, in places. She created this luxury brand line. She's an AKA. I'm wearing red, so that just tells you something. Okay. But she's an AKA. And you know, she created this product line that is off the hook, and she got write-ups. I mean, she was even named 40 under 40 along with Drake, like in the New York Weekly. Like, you get out what you put out. So imagine if I could show you like multiple ways to create opportunities for your business to grow. based on what you already know. Like, I'm not trying to make you an engineer if you are a therapist. I'm not trying to, if you are an author and a speaker and a coach, I'm not saying that you need to now all of a sudden do fitness training if you coach people on, manifesting their dreams or whatever. It's like what you already do, you can create multiple streams of revenue and you can double up, triple up, and make more money doing what you already do. Cliff Vermeer is one example. Cliff is a trip. You guys, if you get a chance to ever go on to, where is it right now? It's on YouTube, but if you go on to BET's YouTube and just put like Cliff Vermeer wig out, watch an episode or two. Cliff is crazy, okay? Cliff came to me by way of another publicist. So yes, I do coach other publicists, right? So I had a publicist that I was mentoring, and she kind of got stuck with Cliff. And she said, I don't know what else to do with him. And he wants to be a socialite, and he wanted the blue check, you guys. That's what he came for, the blue check, right? And so I was like, all right, first thing I saw was, oh, he's pretty. His makeup is better than me. His hair is better than me. The way he dresses all on point. What can we do with this guy, right? And so start putting him in places. I'm just going to show you the power of press, right? Start putting him in places where he could be seen by the audience in which he was like vetting for, right? He was already doing like a lot of the love and hip hop and the VH1, like girls' hair and makeup and stuff. So that was his audience. He was young. So I'm like, all right, let's give him an opportunity to walk the red carpets at BET socials because he wants to be a socialite. I'm going to show you this play, though, right quick. So you got to pay attention. Pay attention, because this is where the money comes in at, you guys. 21-year-old hairstylist behind Cardi B's wig. Okay. He was doing wigs and things like that and makeup and hair and stuff for a lot of the VH1 love and hip hop people, right? So we ran this. We did some press around just this, right? I had him at the BET Award. That's me over here getting the press to say yes. Cliff was not known. No one understood who he was. I was really just doing the work to put him in front of where I felt like his audience was, young people that were hyped and ready to, and really cared about aesthetics a lot. So we had to do some strategic planning. Okay. That's taught in the course, how to get it done. However, it worked. I'm going to show you right quick what happened here. This was right before COVID, the year before COVID. Okay. If you look wall to wall, people are standing up, elbow to elbow. People are sitting down, paying attention. All right. So now Cliff is teaching a class here on how to, do wigs. He's holding up a stocking. He got his mannequin. He have all the products here, right? Cliff, from this situation, we were able to, now I'm going to show you right quick. Let me go back. We ran these type of, we got these type of interviews, right? These type of interviews, this is just one example. We did several interviews, right? Had him on the red carpet and he talked about a tour that he was going to do. We selected, I think it was 5 or 6 cities, okay? We ran it through his website, okay? People that came to the website, they were able to buy tickets, right? Now the tickets could be $500, they could be $1,500, depending on what you were going to do, right? All right, so that's money one. Put M1 in the chat for me. M1, that's one opportunity. Now we ran it through the website on purpose because if you did not see your city, you could still buy a product from him. He had hair bundles, he had wigs, he had hair tools, right? He had sprays and all kind of stuff, right? So let's just put that M2, even though that could have been like M2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So that ran through, right? Okay, so we ran it that way. So if you decided that you were going to come to the seminar in person, you were able to book a one-on-one with him where he would actually put you in the hot seat and go over your beauty plan and what your beauty business was and so on and so forth. That's M3. If you were in that same city, even if you didn't come to the event, you could book an exclusive hair appointment with him where he did your hair, he did your makeup, and so on and so forth, because he wasn't in the salon offering that anymore because he was on tour and he was doing a lot of the love and hip hop and reality girls, right? So what's that, like M4 so far? Put M4. Somebody keep up with me, right? Because the M is standing for money. I'm showing you guys how to multiply your money just all from press. The traffic that you're bringing in from press, all of these opportunities that you're getting with the eyeballs on your article reading to see what you offer. People are saying, yes, I want that. Let me click this and then let me go. There were other opportunities. There were multiple opportunities, but one thing that happened too, if you look right here, there's a guy, Drew, that is filming everything because mama don't play. Remember, Clifford said he wanted a TV show, right? So filmed everything. Oh, let me show you this though too. There were other products like hair products, right? He did not have a hair coloring product. So we were able to get endorsements. So that's like M5, I think we were on, right? We were able to get product endorsements from other brands too. So he was able to sell his brands, but while we were on tour and stuff like that, he was still getting money from other places. All because why? Because people saw the value in him because he was able to get press. He was able to be taught on these talk shows. He was able to do, even if they were local talk shows, he was able to do local news. He was able to do podcasts. He was able to do radio stations. So people wanted to be in business with him because they knew by him wearing their stuff, you know what I mean, that he was going to have influence over other people in the beauty industry. The show, the every place that we went to was sold out. Clifford made a lot of money. Somebody put money in the chat. But on top of that, because mama's no fool, I said, this is the content that we need. We need to show the networks that he can garner the media attention and people, his fans, his audience will show up in real life for him. So what ended up happening here? Of course, we got wig out. Of course, we got wig out. Of course, we got wig out. There ain't even nothing else to be said about it. But as I was saying to you all, it's not about being popular. It's about being profitable. So get paid. Somebody put paid in the chat. Get paid. This is what the media is about. Okay. This is the reason why I focus so hard on media and marketing, because you have to have a plan and work the plan. You get out what you put in. That's all it is to it. So from that one thing, Clifford was able to figure out all these ways, not alone. Of course, he had a team, but he was able to figure out all of these ways to make money for his business, for something that he loves, something that he still does. If you go to Clifford's page right now, you're going to see him fancying up somebody's wig or popping his lips and talking about some hair and makeup. He still does it. Okay? Because it's his passion. And that's the whole purpose. Check out the slide. You take your passion, what you love to do, your purpose, what gifts and talents God gave you, put press right in the middle of it, figure out what platform you're going to show up on, and it's going to equate to profit. Plain and simple. Because what? It's not about being popular. It's about being profitable. Are you with me? Screenshot this. Somebody screenshot this and at me later on. At me, and I'm going to repost it. You guys, I am serious about helping people win. I want as many winning friends as possible. Do you understand that? I want as many winning friends as possible. That's just all it is to it. Your message matters. Now, you're going to learn. One thing you're going to learn from me is that your voice is unique and so is your story. I drill it in your head. When we were just talking about Kendra and the one-on-ones and she's talking about mindset and everything else or whatever, I'm drilling it in your head. Nobody going to show up the way you going to show up and do it the way you do it, period. You are one of one. That's just it. People need what it is that you're offering. It can be a service, a product. It can be talent. It can be information. Somebody is waiting. They are literally waiting to hear from you, waiting to see you, waiting for you to be the representation of the version of them. The old version of you can be the version of who they are right now. That's why I share my story. I don't share my story because I'm proud that my husband left and that I didn't have enough money to feed my kids one day and that I dropped from what people thought was glory, right? I'm not proud about that, but I am humbled enough in understanding that God put me through that for a reason. So I need to share it to show people that you can be at your lowest and God can still bring you back up. Amen. God can still bring you back up. So you have to understand that sometimes, all the time, what you're going through is not just for you. Whether it's a win or something that don't look like it's a win right now, it is setting you up. God prepares you today for everything that you're going to need for tomorrow. You better believe that. You better go tell somebody, tap your neighbor, look to who on the left or the right of you in this dang on masterclass and let your neighbor know that God's preparing you today for everything that you need for tomorrow. It's not by chance or circumstances that you all got the emails, that you guys decided to share your time here. You are going to hear something, and if you let it soak in and sit in, it's going to change something. Something's going to click, and lock in, okay? But the bottom line is that people really need what you're offering. People are waiting for you to show up. It can be inspiring, educational, transformational, but showing up and sharing, resonating and connecting with your people will change the game. It will keep people loyal. It will keep people buying from you. It will keep you branded as who you want to be, who you say that you are, right? So getting your message out. People say, how do you do it? I say I'm from the old school, so by any means necessary, right? I give strategies. I talk to people one-on-ones and talk to them and tell them, like, you should be doing this, this, and this. If I look at where you are, I can tell you where you're going, and I can tell you how to pivot and actually get to where you're going. It's like I'm a GPA. I'm a GPS. I'm sorry. My GPA is on point too, right? But I'm a GPS when it comes to business, seriously. So I love helping people get there. But I say by any means necessary. It could be word of mouth. It could be referrals. It could be customers and other clients like giving you like, oh yeah, social media, Facebook, Instagram, referrals from friends and family and even other clients, right? They're good, but they're going to happen at this rate. It's a slow growing rate. Press can put you literally in front of hundreds of thousands and even millions at one time. One viewership, one article, one opportunity can expose you. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in a minute, right? So what happens when you do this? When you do press, right, and share your message, and you're sharing it with the right audience, it raises your visibility in your marketplace. So whatever industry you're in, wherever you say you're going, wherever you are an expert, whoever needs to see your talent or whatever, it raises your visibility naturally because there's hundreds of thousands of people potentially. You're not doing one-on-one, you're doing many, right? And so what does it do? Just the way I gave you guys the example of Nike or McDonald's or Procter and Gamble, like toothpaste and things like that or whatever, it makes people think about your services. It makes people think about your brands. It makes people think about you first when it comes to the offer, right? I can go a lot of places to go get tennis shoes, but more than likely, if I showed you guys my closet, all of my boys have something Nike. Yeah, I might buy Puma or Adidas every now and again, or some off-brand something, some New Balance, not that that's off-brand, but more than child, Nike is winning over there at the shoe closet, okay? Last night my son asked for McDonald's. I'm like, no, we going to In-N-Out. But McDonald's is what pops up in the little kids' heads. It's just what happens, right? So you want to be thought of. And that's what happens when you share your message, when you're out there with the right media and marketing campaign. It validates you also. When you're an expert or you have a certain talent, it validates you as a leader or in your industry. And it makes people feel safe. Somebody say the word safe. Safe to choose you. I'm big on safe. That's why I will show you all, not necessarily in my receipts, but I'll show you my track record. I'll say, go back and Google me. I'll tell you, ask this person, ask that person, because I know what my reputation is out there because I'm here to serve the Lord. I care about you, but I'm here to serve you in a way that the Lord will be proud of our relationship and the way I've handled you. So I know my reputation is a good one, right? AD. AD is someone who came to me by way of another businessman. If I said his name, he is famous and popular enough for you guys to know who he is. However, AD was looking, he had a brand, he has a brand, a successful brand, and he was looking to get some celebrities to endorse his brands and be the spokespersons for his brands. And this particular gentleman said to him, oh, you need to talk to my girl, Mo. Like, most of the people that you want to work with, she already had her hands on, right? So we go into this 3-story building. This guy that I'm talking about, he lends us his office. He sets up the meeting. We go into one of the boardrooms or whatever, and there's AD. And so I meet AD and I look at him and I'm like talking to him, and because I like to vibe out with the people that I'm going to work with. It's not just an automatic yes, because you can write the check, because AD, his contract was one person. Please mute, keep muted. His contract was twice as much as what the average entrepreneur would make. I I had one client who's an everyday average entrepreneur paying me twice as much what an entrepreneur would make annually. And AD had been a client for since 2014. I think 14 is when AD signed on. Needless to say, and he said first, he said, I knew I had great products, but more people needed to know about my company. At first, I was uncomfortable in front of the camera. I thought I needed celebrities to be the spokesperson for my product. Monique Jackson convinced me that I could represent my business and brand better than anyone else, and so I dove in. I'm not going to lie, the first few times of interviewing was a little bit uncomfortable, but once I understood that my message was important and I mastered her simple strategies, in no time, I loved it. I've had media opportunities I never thought were possible. People across America and in other countries know me. My business and my brand, my company and my business is steadily growing. I love press and press loves me. That's that's AD Dolphin, y'all. Let me tell you something. I have stories about when he first started, and now he is smooth as silk with you guys. But I mean, this is what happens, right? This is what happens when you do when you get the right media. Pathway to press. I'm going to talk to you guys about this really quickly. I'm going to try to go over it as quickly as possible because there is a pecking order when it comes to media. And knowing this, it doesn't matter how long you've been in business. If you've been in for 20 plus years like me, or if you're just now starting out, understanding this pecking order will help you understand what opportunities are right for your business when, right? So I'm going to go over them really quickly here. Pathway of Press, it is the business website or the blog. It's guest posting, it's podcasting, social media lives. There's so many lives now. There is the magazines, and ultimately TV is still the bay, it's still the goal, right? So having a business website or a blog is an easy way to introduce your business to the world. Why do I say that? Because if you use the right SEOs and you start a website and you start, hamburgersaregood.com, because that's what you focus on. You have a food truck, then you can write a blog and have your domain name. And when I'm Googling, if the right SEOs are in place and you've used the right phrases, then I'm going to find your business, right? So that's a way to introduce and say, hey, we're open, we're open, we're open. Guest posting is fun, but it can also be one of the first ways you introduce your self to the world as an expert. But the key is to write where your potential buyers are. In other words, if hamburgers are hot is your business, then you want to make sure that you are writing on articles where there is you want to write for an article like maybe on the Food Network's website. You want to also go to maybe to the newspaper because they're having a I don't know, some type of music festival or whatever, but you want to highlight that your food truck will be appearing because, it's an open summer fest and there's, fun activities and things like that. You want to go where your people are because you're a food truck. If it's a music festival, all they got to do is walk right to you. It's not like they have to drive to you. They have to walk outside and there you are parked right there. So you're going to name, your location and the time that you're there and talk up the food and talk about maybe why the food ties into the experience of the music in the summertime and the fun time and all of that, right? Teach you all of that in class, but that will draw people to you. Radio and podcasts and lives is a great way for you to get in front of your audience to really dive in. A lot of times where lives, you can kind of dictate how long you're on. When you're doing TV and other like segments, sometimes it's only 3 minutes. Sometimes you might be lucky to get a 5 to 7 minute segment. With lives and podcasts, you can go an hour and people will still, kind of be tracking with you as long as you're interacting and engaging, right, with your messaging. So it gives you an opportunity to dive in deeper with your message and your core message and your mission. People will understand you a little bit better. So I always say mix it up and do a little bit of all of those things. Traditionally, magazines are higher up. People, still do look at magazines, but it's kind of nostalgic, honestly. And they're starting to be used in a different way because people don't generally these days wait for a magazine. Magazines are 3 months ahead of time. So you have to do interviews 3 months ahead of time. The way the world is moving now, everything is moving so quickly that people are not waiting to see that stuff. They don't want to wait for it to get printed, shipped out into the stores, you go buy it and everything else. A lot of people are doing blogs and a lot of the .coms. Every magazine has a .com and it gets more traffic and quick retention. And there's more media opportunities, honestly, in the .com because things are changing constantly and it gets stale quickly. So the editors and things like that are constantly looking for people to come in and fill up that space, right? So if you're looking at magazines, go for pitch them for something that's seasonal, and something that is really specific. TV is still gold for a lot of people. You can still watch a lot of TV on streaming and on demand, so you still can kind of the viewer can kind of dictate when they'll see the TV, but the TV really does put you in front of a massive audience. It gives you a high level of credibility. You have someone, you're on someone's show. Well, any platform that's reputable does this for you. If it's an Essence magazine or what have you, but TV, usually people are seeing you, they're seeing your posture. It's a whole media training that we do for TV, especially because the body language says a lot and you have to be confident and you have to be clear and you have to be concise. You can't, there's a lot of things that you can't do, but let's stick, Monique, let's stay on focus. TV will give you opportunities that you never even knew were available to you. Again, I'm showing you a whole different board, and people may call it a brag board, but this is nothing. Like, this isn't. I've done Wendy Williams. I've done a lot. I've done the doctors. I've done a lot of things. But I wanted to show you really quickly, and I keep the dates there because I want to show you that I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been doing this. Again, you can Google it, whatever. It don't matter to me. I'm here to serve, right? A magazine. I was in the magazine. Kelly Rowland was in this magazine that year. And so that was that magazine. There was Steve Harvey. There's podcast. That's me on local news talking about a speaking engagement that I have. That's like BET. I think that's BET, maybe 2010. Yeah. I had just given birth 2 months before that to Jackson, my baby son. And yeah, that's all me for the girls. That's all me right there. That's all me right there. Anyways, this is As a Magazine. This is Black Enterprise. That's Huffington Post. This is Madame Noir. That's BT in 2018 when I showed y'all. I was showing Clifford. I was giving him the press opportunity. So there I am trying to do a cute shot in my locks like, hey, it's summertime. But anyways, I'm showing you this because if I can do it for my clients, if I can teach my students, and then I could double back and make it work for me, why can't I do the same for y'all? So it's not even y'all, like at the end of this, if you say no, I understand that you're saying no just to yourself. Like, I don't even take it personal because it's not a cockiness. It's not anything. It's just what it is. I know that this is my judge. Okay. So I know I can show you how to do it. If you follow the steps, it's going to work, right? Let me show you 3 simple strategies, and you're going to pay attention to this because it's going to go by super quick. You're going to be like, that was it? Yeah, that's it. And this is the beginning of how it makes it work. So if you use these strategies, it's going to help you land media. It will help you stand out from the crowd. It will give you opportunities that you never even knew were possible. You might have dreamt of them, but I call it the cut methodology because I cut straight to the chase, cut straight to the chase, cut straight to the chase. What you need to remember is journalists don't have a long time. They're not here to read a 3-page essay about how your grandmama felt about you, why you started your business, and all that stuff. So do yourself a favor, use this methodology, and you will see at least an increase in response. And then there's a couple of more tricks that you kind of got to, massage the situation with. But you join the course, you will find out. Let's talk about the cut methodology. C stands for create traffic. It's the only reason why a radio station, a TV show, a magazine, or anything else is going to have you there. They want to know the value that you're going to bring to the audience. They want to understand that when someone sees you in a headline or whatever your subject matter of talking, that someone's going to click, right? They're going to click. And once they click, that's how I don't want to start talking too much, but that's how the TVs and that's how the magazines and the blogs and stuff like that make their money. It's a whole nother subject. We're not going to start talking about that. Create traffic is what's important here. They are in a business. These outlets are in a business. They're not doing you a favor because they like the color of the shirt that you wear and they're going to post you or they're going to interview you. So you have to understand the methodology behind their business, right? So that's the access that I have had because I've worked so many times for these type of outlets that I understand the methodology. But anyways, stay focused, Monique. Create traffic for the outlet. How do you do that? When you're pitching, you need to have these things in mind. So what you're going to do is when you create the subject line before you pitch to a journalist, you want them to at least click your stuff. If you have a catchy subject line that creates some controversy, creates some type of curiosity, then they're going to click it. So now you've already won. You've won more than the other pitches that this journalist has had, and they not paying attention. Somebody tell me, just put me in the chat if you clicked in the last 3 days to something where I said the Sherry Shepherd show is looking to book what did I say? Book guests. If you clicked on that one, put Sherry in the chat. If you clicked on the one that I said, the Breakfast Club, you're confirmed for the Breakfast Club. If you clicked on that email, put Breakfast Club or put BC in the chat. The reason why I'm saying put those things in the chat is because I realize that certain things like there, I might say press can increase your business revenue by $100,000 annually and or more, right? And you might not have even clicked on that because some people don't believe in themselves enough to believe that. But I think even in that email, I showed you like real live receipts in real time that I pulled from Kajabi, right? Showing you like my whole thing. Like I'm not hiding nothing. I'm showing you this is what happened. And this is what I was able to do in 6 to 9 months by using press. It's just what it is. But the whole point that I'm trying to make is the headline is what makes people click. It has to be something controversial. It has to be something that's curious, that piques your curiosity or what have you. Then you want to put a unique angle or spin on it. Sometimes it's just you and your story that makes it unique. But we dive into that a little bit more into the course. Then you want to tell a compelling story that's going to add value. If you go back and look at those emails that I sent to you guys, I show you the value in it. I show you the value. I say, this is what I did. This is how I did it. This is what you can do too. That's pretty much what I'm showing you. But I'm showing you the value. I'm showing you the receipts. I am showing up in a way that's going to evoke an emotion. It's going to be one or two things. It's going to make somebody excited and be like, yeah, I want that. And then take action like, yes, I'm about to do that. I'm going to click and register for the for the free masterclass. I'm going to click and register and join the actual cohort, right? Or it's going to evoke another emotion. Damn, I want that, but I'm scared. I don't believe I can. I don't believe so it's going to evoke one emotion or the other, but that's just human nature, right? So this is the cut methodology. You follow this and you will get a lot further. I'm going to show you really one quick. Again, can somebody say money in the chat? Because I'm going to show you and play this game right quick with you to show you what was done with Sammy right quick. I'm going to do this as quickly as possible. Essence Magazine. We did an article, and the reason why we chose Essence is because a certain type of woman love Essence, and Essence gets a lot of viewerships. But we know women that read Essence, they also like candles. We did an interview. You see, it's home only at Essence. We did an interview, told a particular story that was truthful, of course, but we did it on purpose. Sammy's candles sold out the first time in 2 hours. I'm not gonna go through all of but it took 4 times restocking these candles, right, from the manufacturer before we were able to keep them on the shelf for more than like a week. Okay. Money one. BET. Put M1 in the chat, you guys. BET, we already know Sammy works for this, this is where his audience is. He's an entertainer. He's a Black entertainer, okay? So it works, right? So we were talking about Sammy and this new job that he had, which was a modeling job. If you guys go back and look at these pictures, my boy was on fire. I call Sammy my boy because he literally calls me Mama Mo. A lot of artists do, though. He calls me Mama Mo, so I call him my son. So anyways, he was on fire. I'm going to tell you something. What happened from this, we talked about him wanting to do more modeling and him expanding outside of the music, right? And so what happened? Sammy got not 1, but 2 more modeling offers. He also got flew out to LA where he was one of the lead characters in a pilot. And we're still working on some things, right? To see how this is going to go. But so we just did candles and then we did modeling and movie. So that's M4, M3, M4. You get the picture. Hype hair. Usually hype hair, we focus on women, but Sammy has, the curly C4, C3 or whatever. He has the beard and all of that. We did the hype hair. We talked about what he does. He says that he prays, he used coconut oil and let God and the sun bless him, right? And that's how it works or whatever. What happened? Curls gave him a deal. That's another M. I don't know if we M5, M6. I don't know where we are on the M chart. Let's just say M5. Let's be humble. Curls gave him a deal. Mael gave him a deal. Camilla Rose gave him a deal. Echo gave him a deal. So we at M9 already, just with hair deals. Press will get you paid, y'all. Entertainment Tonight. I'm not gonna go over the whole story, but basically what I did was I set up for Entertainment Tonight. Entertainment Tonight is the biggest entertainment television show, nightly television show. There are creatives that watch the show. There are agents, right? CAA, ICM, Endeavor, all of it. They watch the show. Producers, promoters, everybody in entertainment. It's the longest running, highest rated show. He was left out on the tour. What ends up happening on the tour was he did for the first time, and at that time he was coming up on his 20th year, started his own tour that he headlined. He was able to give other people's jobs. He did merchandise. I'm gonna run out of M's at this point because I'm telling you it goes to like 10, 11, right? He was able to do his own tour. He was able to create his own merchandise. He did nightclub walkthroughs and appearances off of that. He did VIP meet and greets. And then circle back, the Millennial Tour ended up calling him because he was selling out quicker than they were, and da 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 da. It's a whole story. It's a whole story, dog. It's a host. When y'all hear me say dog, I trip up. I catch myself when I'm saying that because I usually say that offline, like when I'm really coaching somebody and I'm basically shaking them up, I'll be like, yo, dog, So when y'all hear me say dog, it's a slip up. I don't mean to say it, but since I'm out here, I might as well out myself. Yo, Sammy had like it's M9 right here, but I know I've said at least M11s, right? There was so many money-making opportunities because press should turn into profit. That's all it is to it. That's the bottom line. Press should turn into profit. Press to profit. Somebody put that in the chat. Press to profit. Somebody put that in the chat. Okay? Screenshot this at me. I will add it back because I want to remind you, I want to put it in your brain that if you do the work, it will show up and produce the efforts. Like my prayer always is to God is, God, do this or better. Do this or better. Gia Peppers. Now, Gia Peppers is a journalist, but I was hired by Urban One, which is part of TV One, to work with her on a show. And we were nominated for an Image Award. I'm not sure if you guys saw that email, but anyways, Gia Peppers, she was a journalist, and I was instrumental in making sure that there was a checklist of things that she wanted to get done as a Black woman in business. And I was like, yo, we getting this done. So all of these were her first, right? And it's a big deal. Forbes. Now, I'm going to show you why it's a big deal, okay? I'm just showing you really quickly just some numbers that you can Google the same thing and see how many people, how much viewership they get. Forbes, 150 million monthly viewers, okay? 99% of the traffic is organic. Why am I sharing this with you? Because when I say that press is the number one reason, the number one way to grow your business, to get yourself, grow your brand quickly, it really is, but it has to be strategically planned out. There has to be a marketing and a media plan that works cohesively together. And it has to be like, you have to have the right mentorship too. So let's just put that in there. But anyways, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'll say Breakfast Club. She had never done the Breakfast Club. Okay, let's get her on the Breakfast Club. All right, cool. Over 4 million listeners. Over 4 million listeners. This is not hers. I'm saying the Breakfast Club has over 4 million in its audience and listening. Afrotech, it's part of Blavity. I wish I would have highlighted it, but it says the Black media, okay? It says the company has grown into a market leader. I'm sorry, I need my glasses, for the Black media, reaching over 100 million millennials per month. Per month. 100 million. This is, you understand what I'm saying? This is the press, this is the power behind press. This is the power behind press. This girl, this woman, now you go look up Gia. She's hosting all kinds of things. She was Emmy nominated, not Emmy nominated. Lord, let me go ahead and be prophetic with that. She was Image Awards nominated, right? Let me be prophetic with that. I'm going to double back for a second just because the proof is in the pudding. I'm going to show you Essence. Again, this is Googled. This is Googled. This is not Monique making this up. This is Google, right? The printed circulation gets about, so the magazine itself gets about 100 million in circulation each time. The average on the website, monthly visitors are 5.2 million. That's 5.2 million people that are Black people looking for business, Black-owned businesses, fashion, beauty, etc. Okay? No wonder he sold out his candles. 5.2 million people looking. Okay? I have another client, Nakima. She goes on, I had her writing articles for Essence. Okay? It just, listen, it does what it does for you, okay? BET. BET is a place that we constantly visit, right? What does it say? 3.8 million visitors, right? 3.8 million visitors. And it's constantly growing. This is in a month. It then went up 2.7%. Okay? Again, I'm only showing you because I want you to understand that there is a strategic method behind this. And this is the reason why I teach it. And this is the reason why I say that you can take this skill set and implement it in anything. If you are selling water, you can be selling iPhones. You could be selling this camera light and thingamajigam behind me. It does not matter. You need a marketing and a media plan to partner, and you need to be strategic. And I know that I'm the mentor for you. That's all it is to it. Bottom line, okay? Amen, amen. All right, so ET, remember I told you ET is a big place? ET social media platform generates 1.2 billion monthly impressions, okay? On an average, ET.com has 26 million unique visitors, meaning new visitors each and every time. They get over 352 million video views across all their platforms. So YouTube and, all of the things, right? The people watching it and everything else. No wonder he was able to sell out his concerts and sell out his merchandise and, hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. I'm just telling you. In the last 2 years, these platforms need content so desperately because everything is moving. So the world and if you look at the last 30 years versus the last 2 years, we're uploading stuff. Everything is coming every 5 minutes, every 2 minutes. Everybody got access. So like I said, they don't want to, meaning the media platforms, they don't want to get old. They want every time somebody's clicking, they want to be the first to know. They want to have more than enough content up there. So the world needs to hear from you. The media needs you. And your audience is waiting. Literally, they need you so desperately, they're waiting. And everybody is on the same platform especially since COVID. You don't have to be in New York and in LA and in I'm trying to think of somewhere else that's popping. Well, New York and LA were really big media mega places, and they still are. However, you can be in Nebraska, you can be in Chicago. Chicago's pretty good with media, but I'm just saying you don't have to be. You can be in Indiana, Idaho, Kentucky. You can be anywhere in this world, and virtual media is accepted. They will pipe you in now. They have figured out a way so everybody is on the same playing field. You don't have to get on the plane and go do all of this. These are all interviews that have done. Look at these expressions. All of these interviews. Nakima did rolling out. This is virtual. Layla did an interview. That is virtual. Sheen Magazine does actual lives on their social media. Lisa Leslie, okay? I book my clients all the time. Sammy has done quite a few things. Before the pandemic, people were in studio a lot. Sammy has done Sway, which is a music show, quite a few times virtually. It does not matter. The playing field is even. So you don't have an excuse. You don't have an excuse. So I just have to ask you, do you want to be popular and profitable, because there's no reason why you can't be both. But I'm playing for the power. I'm playing for the connections. I'm playing for the opportunity to advance to the next level. If you want to get yourself in front of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, because I tell no lies, right, of potential buyers, then you need to give your brand and your business and ultimately your bank account the attention that it needs, the opportunity that it needs. And it comes with, honestly, it comes with being strategic with that marketing and that media plan, right? So getting the press to say yes is right for you if you want the strategies from someone who's credible, but somebody who's going to hold you accountable too, right? If you're committed to growing your business, if you want to stand on the promise, people say standing on my business now, you got to stand on a promise that's deeply rooted in you. When I ask you, what's your why? When I ask you, what's your objective? When I share with you what my truth is, you got to be standing on a promise that's deeply rooted in you that says the only thing that I can do is win. My option is win or win. Win or win. That's the only thing. Like, you got to be. And if it's not there, I'm going to tell you this. If it's not there, if you feel like you can, I want to win. If you say, I want to win, but you don't quite know that you can get there, still come see me. Still come see me. Because it has to be a desire first. There has to be a seed planted. Lord, Monique, don't preach. Don't preach. Don't preach. Because I'm about to go on to the mustard seed. I'm about to go on and sow in the seed. I'm about to go in a whole lot of directions because there has to be a seed. We can water it. It can grow, but you got to want more. You got to want more. So I can go over and tell you like all the things you're going to get in the modules and the bonuses and all of that. The program is self-paced. The program does have a lot of workbook templates and videos and examples and more than enough. I almost want to call somebody else to come in and tell you it's more than enough. Literally, I am writing a book about this. It's more than enough, right? But honestly, what you get is access to an opportunity, and you will develop a skill set that will teach you how to reach and get what you really want. And it doesn't work just with press. It works with speaking engagements. It works if you're working on a promotion. It works in the company. It works in so many different levels, but you'll have a community. You'll have me as your mentor. And so this is what we go over. I'll just tell you really quickly. I'm not going to hold you much longer. So I want to get over this because I want to get to the questions and answers. But the mindset and motivation. So what's standing in between you and your dreams? So we work on getting clear on that. We understand your why. We start planning your how, and we start taking action like right now, like day one, module one, you start taking action, right? Because everything you need to make your dreams reality, you already have. You really do. It's just a matter of shifting and understanding. Module 2, we go over your mission and your message because there is a mastery that has to be learned, right? In order to motivate the masses, in order to make sure that your message is integrated into your movement and into your PR campaign. So it's not like you're begging people to come on along. It's kind of like they know you show up and it's just like, oh, like ladies, we know when we see that guy, we're like, oh, it's something about him. And men, when you see that girl too, you're like, oh, like it's just something, right? That draws you in. And so they will know. Media, we stay on media for a couple of weeks because that's, the base, the root of it. But media needs content. So you want to make sure that you're pitching yourself in a way that you're credible, that you deliver reliable and valuable information, that you learn how to go from asking the media to feature you to actually presenting yourself as a trusted, valuable resource and a partner for these media outlets, right? So I show you how to do that. We go over creating your pitch. We go over your press kit. We go over your media target list and all of those things. Marketing is definitely key. If you want to have a bigger brand and a bigger bank account, it all starts with a marketing plan. I think I talked to you guys already about when it comes to McDonald's and Nike and things like that. They had a a super tight marketing plan and they package it with media, and there you go. So you'll go over your brand kit. We'll talk about your brand voice. We'll talk about developing a real marketing plan. We'll talk about collaborations and complementary things that you can do in order to grow that marketing plan for the least amount of money. Monetize. Somebody put 5 in the chat. Somebody put the number 5 in the chat. Put the number 5 in the chat, because this is my heartbeat. Like, we can do a lot of things because we're passionate about it. We can do a lot of things as charity. We can do a lot of things because it feels good. But at the end of the day, money is our bartering power. And so it's like, once you've landed the media, I can show you how to leverage that to, remember how we were talking about money 1, money 2, money 3, money 4, money 5, money 6, money 7, money 8, money 9, money 10, money 111th. That's what I'll show you how to do in this. It's all about creating, like, leveraging your leadership and capturing the audience and converting that audience into sales. We literally go over what products and services you are going to offer based off of your media and pitching those products and services to multiply your revenue. Okay. So we really go off into that. Momentum is key. Momentum is something that we all need. I needed it at a point, and so I am very strategic with bookending this course, starting with mindset in one thing and opening up to all the possibilities. And then once I bring you through that, momentum is the last thing that I want to seal it, give you a kiss, and give you a hug with, this is what you learned. Remember who you are. Understand that you have all of the gifts already inside of you, that you already have all of the strategic planning and the branding and all of that, because we went over that in the course. And that, yes, you will feel stuck sometimes, but this is what you do. This is how you do it, and you stay connected. And so there's a whole thing that I do intentionally when it comes to momentum. And so, listen, I go off course a lot, but there are bonuses. There are bonuses in here that talks about the traditional versus the current landscape of media, because it's always changing. So I do an in-depth, like, media training. There are some key strategies and things like that you need to understand. You need to understand how to pitch yourself and present yourself, just the same as in person when you're doing it virtually. So it has just as much as impact, so that you can multiply that over and over again. We talk about leveling the playing field, and I will show you how to get booked just as quickly and as easily as my celebrity clients, right? How to show you how to stand out in front of all of the media. If you sign up for VIP, there are extra bonuses, things like press contacts and things like that you get. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm praying to God that some people that's already in the cohort are not still on this class, but I'm going to say this because this is something that I changed. Remember, I said I changed something right at the beginning of the class. Take a breath, Monique. All right. So right now, the class usually goes for 204, 2,000, I'm sorry, $497. It's like I'm scared to say this out loud myself, because I know some people are on here like, what? I'm doing a flash sale, you guys. I'm doing a flash sale for $997. I could hear the students talking already, but I'm doing a flash sale. And the reason why I'm doing the flash sale is because we're at the end of Women's Month. And I have poured into a lot of women. And one of the things that I've heard is the finances. And I want to be obedient to God. I want to be obedient to God in a way of, I'm gonna do this flash sale. It's not going to be here for a long time. It's a flash sale, but I want to give people the opportunity to get into the program. I want you guys, if you don't mind, to go to gettingthepresstosayyes.com. On there, you will see this price right here available to you. And there is even a payment plan for this price, for this offer, right? There's a payment plan for this price. I'm stumbling because I know there are people on here that's like, what? You did what? You did, huh? You did what? So the VIP is almost done for you. So people people ask, okay, so it's a self-paced. How does this work? How does this work? And how does this, so I'll say this, it's a self-paced. So you can binge watch. I have a lot of students that binge watch. I have a lot of students that watch it 1 week at a time and do their homework, because you do get homework for each and every week, right? And they kind of go along week by week with that. The entry level is more self-paced, and then we do monthly meetups, right? We do monthly meetups. Sometimes it's twice a month, but definitely we'll be doing once a month, right? The VIP is more of a touch point, right? So I am working alongside of you. So you do the course, yes, because you need to learn the fundamentals of the business. Yes, yes, yes. But you will have 3 one-on-one calls with me throughout the time that the course is running. I will help you craft. So you and I are working together in these one-on-one calls to help craft your personalized pitches. So it will give you 3 angles as to why, if you go back and think about what we were talking about when we were talking about McKinsey, I help you craft these angles. I also will guarantee that I will pitch you and get you 2 pieces of press. 2 pieces of press, right? 2 pieces of press. So it'll get your mojo started. I also give you 30 media contacts. 30 media contacts that will be interested in interviewing you, right? And then there's also a mastermind that's happening in August, and it's a 2-day mastermind. So when you sign up for this, I am taking a deep breath because I have changed the prices on this as well. And I know people are watching. However, this is what it is. I have to be obedient. This is what it is. And so, I will say this, I don't even take clients for $5,000 a month, right? I don't even take clients for $5,000 a month. So this right here is still a win, a great deal. And yeah, so I can go on and on about and show you guys other people who have gotten media. That's not what I want, but I do want you to look inside of yourself and say, have I been struggling with coming up with marketing ideas? Was my business suffering before COVID? Has my business been suffering since COVID? Have I been feeling stuck personally? Have I not been creating something that I'm proud of? Do I need to revamp my business? Do I need to revamp my price? Do I need a boost and just another electric shock, a new charge? Do I want to turn this hobby that I've been operating like as a hobby? Do I really want to turn it into business that's going to be sustainable, right? For me and myself, to support me and my family. Is this something that I want to do? Then you should go to gettinthepresstosayyes.com and sign up. Like I said, there are payment plan options, and this is a flash sale. Can't tell you how long it's going to be available, but I am going to open up the class for questions right now. So does anyone have questions? Oh, I see Kendra is still on here. Lord have mercy. Anyone have questions? Anyone? I can't really see everyone. So if you have a question, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and start asking the questions.
So I'll go first. And thank you so much for this presentation. And thank you so much for the transparency. In terms of how long do you have to complete the course, or how long is the access to the course is the first question. But with the VIP, how long is the access to you? Because I don't know if I'm quite there. It's like I don't want to like waste or squander the opportunity or time that I get with you. I don't like know if I'm there, but how long do you have? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. It definitely does. And that's a really great question. And so for the course, for the $997 course, so that's the entry level and that's the self-paced. The modules themselves, there are 8 modules, but I typically and I'm being 1,000% transparent with you guys because I don't know no other way to do it. I have said to people, oh, you have 3 months, and then it will continue on for 6 months, just because I know people get busy, and all you gotta do is send an email and say, hey, I need to extend it. And quite honestly, me just being 100% transparent, I touch every part of this. And so sometimes I get busy and I just say, oh, well, you know what? Let me let them have more time without even people asking. Right. So that's for the general course. For the VIP, we're working together, you and I, on a consistent, Kendra is VIP. So when I said I just got off the call with her, I probably was on the call with her. And this is exception to the rule. So I don't want everybody thinking that you get this much time with mine, but she's working on something special. And so because of that, she had some pivots and shifts. I think I was on the call with her twice this week, if I'm not mistaken. But that's like exceptional. I will say this, those who are in VIP, y'all end up with my email, y'all end up with my phone number. Kendra, is Kendra still on here? I know she was on here at first.
I'm on here.
How many times have you texted? Are you driving?
I am.
You already know the
I
rule.
have to go run some errands.
You already know the rule. But just really quickly, how many times have you like text me or called me or what have you? Do you think, just roughly?
Quite a few.
Huh?
It's like quite a few. We've had, I think, 2 or 3 calls.
Okay.
So yeah, we've had about 2 or 3 calls. I just talked to you yesterday.
Good. Okay.
So I mean, the VIP, I definitely I went VIP. I had actually just discovered Monique when I signed up. So I did the masterclass like you all are doing now, and I signed up immediately because it was just a no-brainer for me. Similar to that person that was just talking. Sorry, I didn't catch your name, but I also kind of felt like I wasn't really ready, right? But for me, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm not gonna delay myself. And Monique kind of has that vibe for me anyway, where it's like I feel completely 100% supported. So it was kind of one of those things where it's like I feel supported. I know that, I have some resistances within, but I feel like I'm going to work those out. And with her help, I'm also really going to work them out. Right. So that's why I signed up like literally immediately. And she's been very supportive. Like in transparency, I've gone through some major life transitions just in this little bit of time. And Monique has been very supportive, right? Like I lost my bonus grandmom. And she's been super supportive throughout that. So like I said earlier, it's not just PR. It's literally everything. Like it's a 360 type program. So I definitely recommend the VIP version if you're able to do that. Like, even if you kind of feel hesitant, like sometimes you have to just take the leap and trust that you're gonna grow your wings as you go. So, yeah, I'm still here though.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I only called her back because when people tell me that they're not there yet, I don't want them to feel like they're necessarily going to be rushed into doing something. I say this, if you know that if you feel like, and that's why I said it's almost like an altar call. If you know it's not for you, then that's one thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Because I'm not here to force anything and I don't take anything personally. Trust me, I have bigger fish to fry in my life than to be worried about somebody, you know what I mean? Saying no to me. Like that, how many no's have I gotten, right? And ultimately, I know that you're not saying no to me. You're saying no to yourself because you don't trust yourself or because you don't think you have the finances right now, or you don't think that the project is good enough that you're working on is going to be newsworthy or what have you. But I say this in all humbleness. If that is the case, if you're saying no because you don't think the project is going to be good enough, if you're saying no because you don't trust yourself, if you're saying no because you don't have the finances, all of those are reasons for you to get mentorship. If you don't have the finances, if you don't have $1,000 on a payment plan, and that's not me dissing somebody, but if you don't have a credit card, somebody in your friendship group that you can borrow the money from, a way to set aside some money to invest in yourself, that tells me right there that you're going to be stuck there a lot longer. It doesn't just change up because you get your income taxes, because that money goes because you don't know the habit. You don't know the art of creating the life that you want for yourself. And I'm being serious when I say this. Kendra's dead on when she said that it's not just press. I am ultimately a life coach, and I understand that. If you go back and check any of my bios from the earliest on, I wish I had it pulled up for you right now. It says that I literally wanted to be an evangelist, an entertainer, and a nurse. I want to pour into people. I understand what my calling is, what my purpose is. Just so happens that a lot of people know that I know how to do marketing and media. So that's why I created this. And I understand that it's a skill set that people need, especially women that look like you and I. They don't pour in those dollars for our businesses. So we need to figure out a way to do it for ourselves so that we can sustain. I want to be able to bless you all in a way that your sons and daughters' lives are changed unrecognizably because of a lady named Monique that they'll never meet. Like, I want to be able to do that. And so if people say no, I understand that it's their self-doubting, it's their limited belief, it's them not having enough money in the bank, it's them not being in the right network group of people that are going to uplift them, encourage them, invite them, unite them, help them make the decisions that's going to shift. I understand that. But I tell you honestly, that's the reason why you need this. And if it's not me, it's somewhere. Get somewhere. Get somewhere. Because if not, you know that saying, birds of a feather flock together. I have a saying that you can only grow as far as you know. And that the people that currently know you will hold you. They're going to hold you hostage to the way they see you. That's just what the truth is. So if anyone else has a question, I say, speak now, forever hold your peace. But on the flip side, I would love for you all to come on board. But if you have a question, ask it now. Just come up to the mic and ask it now because I can't see everybody. But then also, if you're ready, go to www. Denise, if you can you highlight this and put this in the group chat so they can just go straight to it? And you'll see that there are plans there that will help you get in the program. So to answer the question, just make sure I'm clear and just to give you a clear cut to what I'm saying is that the entry level, generally it takes people, even though it's an 8-week program, usually people, have things going on or whatever. So they'll have access to it for 3 months. And by default, just because me being who I am, a lot of times I give people access until 6 months. But if there's something going on, just tell me because I realize everybody's human and everybody's errant and there's only so much time in the day. So I will definitely extend it. It's no additional cost. And then when you're doing the VIP, you have so many touch points with me that it's just a conversation that we're having any given week, right? You may tell me, oh, well, this is going on and that's going on. And then we shift and we kind of figure it out. It's not an indefinite program. Typically, we will have, even in the VIP, we will have everything done within the 3 months. And that honestly is even pitching you and getting your press opportunities, getting you prepared for media training and so on and so forth. It's just a matter of what is going on in your life and are you ready to step up for it, right? I also heard another question or another comment, which is like, you don't want to get into it if you're not ready. Here's the thing about it too, is that learning the techniques, learning what you need to learn will help you even become better prepared quicker for the opportunity. You don't wait for an opportunity to happen to get prepared, right? You have to already be prepared when the opportunity presents itself, and you've had to prepare and practice so many times that it's not perfected, but it's close to perfect. So when the opportunity presents itself, then it's smooth and effortless for you, right? So if it's that, and you go through the course and you've done your homework and we've done our meetings and things like that, I have one client, and I'm not even gonna lie, I have one client that has shifted so many times that we did one piece of press on her one time. And then she came back and she said, Monique, can we hold off for the second piece of press because I'm getting this other thing together. And no lie, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna give you this window of time to get it together. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. So it's a case by case. I don't take on so many people that I don't know you by name and I don't understand what your journey is. And so there's a real human tone and a real human thread in this mentorship. So yeah. All right. Does anyone else have a question? Comments? Criticism? Anything? Y'all are quiet. Quiet, quiet, quiet. No, we're good? Okay. Well, if you
Ma'am,
yes.
do you
Okay.
do you take care of men that want to do the same thing?
I knew you were going to ask that. Yes, yes, indeed. I don't know if you caught the first part, but I am a professional publicist and I have worked with probably some of your favorite athletes and entertainers. I worked at Def Jam for many years, so I am totally used to working with men. I have 5 sons of my own, so yes, I work with men. Just generally, if I'm being 100%, since I've been offering the class, there are times when I might have, let's just say 10, because that's just a round number, 10 people in the class. And then out of the 10, it's like 2 men. So you know what I mean? So I gravitate to whoever gravitates to me. But yes, I am, I love men so much that God gave me 5 of them to love on daily. So yes,
Okay,
I do.
beautiful.
And then go ahead.
And will you be sending out so I've caught most of what you have been presenting today, and I'm very encouraged by you as an individual and the platform that you are representing and what you're doing for individuals that are serious about taking their brand to the next level. After the class, will you be sending a link so we can follow up with you?
Okay. And so there is when you say a link to follow up, do you mean like a link where you need to ask more questions or a link?
No, sign up, just to sign up. I'm gonna
Okay.
sign up with you. I know that. I didn't catch it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm multitasking. So I just
Okay.
want to make sure that I catch the offer and go ahead and get with you and take care of business with you.
Got it. Okay. So right here, there is a website, gettingthepresstosayyes.com. Go figure.
Okay.
That's what it's called. And then there is the offers are there and the price points. And so there's 2 offers. There is the entry level, there's the VIP, and on both there are payment plan options. There's paid in full at the top and then payment plans at the bottom. So you have to scroll and read both of them, right? So that is there. And I think Denise put it in the link too, so you guys can kind of click directly on it.
Okay.
But if there is something, I'm sure you've gotten an email. And then if not, oh gosh, if you haven't gotten an email, you wouldn't be here. So if you've gotten an email, you can always like reply and reach out to me. Denise, do you mind sharing the email info? My email is info@moniquejackson.com. You can always shoot me over an email too. And that goes out to anybody, but Denise, if you don't mind sharing it there. And so, yeah. So
All right. Well, totally. Thank you. You got it going on. I mean, I see all the work you've been putting in. So very interested and looking forward to working with you. This presentation you did this morning was super dope. You know what I mean? So I'm encouraged and I'm excited to work with you, and I'm be doing my best to stay on point with getting signed up so we can get to it.
Okay, thank you. What's your name, sir?
My name is DP Graves, Derek Phillip Graves. I'm from California.
Okay, Kelly, it's raining hard.
Yes, it is.
Yes, I'm in Cali too. That's why I'm like, it's raining.
Oh, where you at in Cali?
I'm not gonna tell you that right now on the line. But I'll tell you if you become a student. I'm not gonna tell you online. But
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. When I sign up, it's all good.
I used to live in Marina Del Rey though. But
oh,
no,
beautiful. My brother and his wife got a house up there in Santa Clarita. They right there at Magic Mountains, right off the mountain.
Yeah, I went to the opposite end though, but that's a whole long story. After
yes,
things change, but I'll tell you more offline. Yes, okay. So definitely sign up if you can. If you need more information, then hit me on the email. And if you guys follow the instructions, then you're following me on Instagram. And so every now and again, I check my DMs. I'm not gonna front. That's not the best place. But if you post something and at me, then that'll get my attention quicker than anything. So You guys, God bless. Thank you for taking the time on this Saturday to spend this time with me. We've spent 2 hours together. Praise God, we got through it. I hope it's been informative. If there was something that really enlightened you, you guys definitely share it with me on Instagram. Let me know what that is so that I can be better of service to you all and people like you all. It has been a privilege. You guys go out and do something kind for yourself. Call somebody and tell them you love them today, because time is something that we take for granted, but it definitely is a gift. And so is love. So definitely call somebody in, share your love with them. All right. I will talk to you all soon. Thank you. Bye.